Hey there to our 1130 subscribers, our future subscribers, and all the people that secretly watch us without subscribing. This video is going to be different because YouTube won't allow me to share all of the facts with you. I posted the actual video over a week ago on July 18th, and YouTube took it down, claiming I was promoting hate. I do still want to share the information with you, but I went through the appeal process and I was denied. I did the training, which did not say anything that's anything related to this video or the type of things in the video, so that was not helpful. I talked to them on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, and they just kept saying that their decision stands, even though I wasn't really asking them to change it. I was just asking what the violation was to explain it so I could correct it, and they didn't do that. So I'm just making a new video, and so for now I thought I would basically explain what I think I'm allowed to without giving names of people, places, or other identifying information. I'm sorry that I can't be more precise, but I have no way of knowing which part of the video was the reason for the takedown. All I know is they said I was promoting hate speech, which I couldn't find anything in the video that promotes hate speech, and I even had AI go over it, and it could not find anything that they could have been talking about, so I don't know. Obviously, there must have just been the mention of a topic or something that they didn't like. So this is the same video, technically, but I have stripped out the information that I don't know if it could trigger it. And I'm sorry about that, but I don't have any other option if I want to get the information out to you guys. We were looking at one of the most influential and controversial documents ever connected to religious conspiracy theories. Unlike other mysteries we've explored in previous videos, this one was a little different. Today, historians from across the political and religious spectrum overwhelmingly agree that the document was not authentic. Instead, it is considered one of history's most famous forgeries. Even so, it has had an enormous impact on history. It influenced political movements and other things that maybe I'm not allowed to say. Sorry about that. Still, it continues to appear in conspiracy theories, and even more than a century after it was first published. The document first appeared in the early 1900s. It claimed to contain the secret meeting minutes of some leaders who were supposedly planning to gain control over governments, economies, newspapers, and eventually the entire world. If those claims were true, the document would have been one of the most important political discoveries in history. But almost from the beginning, many people questioned whether it was genuine. Today, the document is widely regarded by historians as a fabricated work of political propaganda rather than an authentic historical record. So how did it become so influential? When the document first appeared, many readers accepted it as authentic. At the time, political unrest, economic hardship, and social instability affected much of one continent. During uncertain times, people often look at simple explanations for complex problems. Supporters believed the document revealed a hidden conspiracy that explained many of the political and financial changes happening around them. Because most people had no practical way to investigate its origins for themselves, many accepted it at face value. Today, however, historians say there is no credible evidence that these meetings ever occurred or that the document records any actual historical events. Although some details remain debated, many researchers believe the document was assembled by individuals hoping to influence public opinion during a period of political instability. They claim the document was designed to create fear, redirect public anger, and provide a convenient group to blame for society's problems. One of the most fascinating discoveries came years after the document began circulating. Researchers noticed that large sections were nearly identical to an 1864 political satire. The satire wasn't about religion at all. It criticized the growing authoritarian power of an emperor. The author was later imprisoned by a government for writing it. The original story imagined philosophers debating politics in the afterlife. It was never intended to describe a secret religious organization or a real-world conspiracy. Investigators eventually demonstrated that entire passages had been copied almost word for word, with only certain names and references changed. For many historians, this became one of the strongest pieces of evidence that the document had been plagiarized, rather than documenting actual events. Ironically, one of history's most famous conspiracy documents appears to have borrowed heavily from a work of political fiction. Even after researchers exposed the document as a forgery, it didn't disappear. Instead, it continued spreading across the continent and eventually around the world. Many historians believed this illustrates an important lesson about misinformation. Once an idea becomes widely accepted by some people, simply proving it false doesn't always cause it to disappear. Although historians overwhelmingly reject the document as authentic, it continues to appear in books, websites, documentaries, and online discussions. Some people continue to compare the document to modern events and believe those comparisons are meaningful. Historians and other researchers generally respond to those perceived similarities are better explained by hindsight, confirmation bias, and the broad nature of the document's claims rather than evidence that it accurately predicted future events. Critics also point out that many of the ideas described are broad enough that they could be interpreted to fit countless situations. Whether viewed as prophecy, coincidence, or confirmation bias, the debate over why some people still believe continues today. The document remains one of history's most influential conspiracy documents, not because historians believe it is authentic, but because it demonstrates how powerful misinformation can become once it enters public discussion. Whether the document is viewed as political propaganda, historical manipulation, or a cautionary lesson about critical thinking, its influence can still be seen more than 100 years after it first appeared. And yes, I know removing all of the names and countries and places and all the details like that makes it where it's hard to tell that this was about religion, but it is very much a religious document that it is referring to. And I'm sorry that I can't say what it is, but without knowing why YouTube took the video down, I have to be cautious about some of the details that I gave you. So hopefully you found it interesting anyway, and hopefully YouTube leaves it up because I'm running out of time to make corrections. And my surgery is, today is, what is today? Today's Sunday? Today's Sunday. My surgery is on Wednesday, and I won't be able to sit at the computer for probably a couple months. I will explain more about that in a video hopefully on Tuesday, if I get time to do that in between all my surgery prep stuff. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed watching the video. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and get your friends to do the same thing. Bye.